And in 1978, Bill ran yet another campaign.
We have another projection to make at this point. In the race for governor in the state of Arkansas, the Democratic candidate who is presently the Attorney General, Bill Clinton, who, by the way, is 32 years old, according to ABC News Key Precincts, will be the next governor of the great state of Arkansas. He will be the youngest governor in 40 years.
This is a victory for the future of Arkansas.
Hillary was 31 when the Clintons became the first family of Arkansas, January 10th, 1979.
I, Bill Clinton,
do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear.
In the next year, she made partner at Rose Law Firm and gave birth to their daughter.
Chelsea was breech, and then she ended up being a C-section. And it was kind of a surprise. She was working, you know, through all of this. But delivery was fine, and then she was okay. She was, and they just, you know, Bill couldn't get enough of this little face.
Some say the Clintons were distracted by the birth of their baby. Some say Bill had just gotten too big for his britches. But after his first term as governor, Bill lost his re-election bid in November 1980.
We are still awaiting a spokesman for the White campaign.
Mary Steenburgen, a friend of the Clintons, grew up in Arkansas.
I think that most people that voted against him said that here's a little sort of slap on the wrist, you young guy. You better run a traditional campaign next time and get out there and, you know, press the flesh.
Some blamed Bill's loss on Hillary. She was certainly unconventional by Arkansas standards. John Brummett covered the Clintons for the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
She used her maiden name. She did not devote a great deal of attention to her appearance. She wore thick glasses. She was not dressed in a particularly stylish way and didn't seem to care about it. The big event in Arkansas was a Razorback football game. Clinton would go and sit in a very public place on the 50-yard line, front row box seat. Hillary would sit there by him. Clinton standing up cheering every play. She's reading a book at a Razorback football game. Then he got beat, and then she comes back and somebody's giving her a lot of advice about her makeup. Her hair's different. I made what some thought was a sexist observation in a column. I said it looks like she's been away at cheerleader camp for a couple of years.
When Bill announced his candidacy for the 1982 governor's race, Hillary was not only sporting a new look, but a new last name, Clinton. Bill crisscrossed the state campaigning after his 1980 loss, and Hillary's new last name, Clinton, and her more conventional appearance seemed to have pleased Arkansas voters. Bill Clinton won the '82 election handily.
While I cannot, with complete confidence, claim victory tonight, it appears that we have won.
And they would continue winning for the next 10 years. Bill would make Hillary the most powerful First Lady Arkansas ever had, appointing her as the head of the Education Reform Commission.
And I have decided to name my wife, Hillary, as chairman of that commission because I think she'll have more time to consistently exercise the sort of leadership and direction the commission needs.
Her skills were quickly apparent.
The road to being somebody in this society starts with education. And we intend to be sure that everybody in this room and every child in this state is somebody, because we're going to give them every chance we can to develop their minds so that they can play a role in this state and this country to make it the kind of place it needs to be.
It was an exciting period for Hillary, a fine moment for the Clintons, but it didn't last long. In August 1984, Roger Clinton, the governor's younger half-brother, was arrested and convicted for selling cocaine.
I love my brother very much, and I will try to be of comfort to him. But I want this case to be handled exactly as any other similar case would be.
Nothing was worse than the pain that they experienced with first Roger's criminal legal problems, but even more so the confronting the addiction. And Hillary was a major support of helping Bill keep those two different hats he wore separate during that period of time.
Because the matter is now in court, I will have no further comment. Thank you very much.
And it was at the same time that rumors began to circulate, suggesting that the governor was involved in extramarital affairs.
There's never been proof, never been much attention paid to it in the press, but it has been a common source of discussion, seemingly knowing discussion.
Her friend, Betsy Ebeling, was aware of the rumors when she visited the Clintons in Little Rock. It was not an easy time.
She has a great deal of inner strength, and I think she turns to that. I don't know, each of us has to answer our own questions. And some she lives with better than others.
The couple had also thought of having another child, but it became clear that was not to be.
It doesn't always work out that way. So I think she would have if it had happened, but it just didn't happen. They're very lucky to have the one they did.
Chelsea, this is a pretty rock. I like this one.
Which one?
This pink one that you found.
Oh.
I think that's one of the prettiest ones you've ever found.
Mom, what about if I picked up a golden one?
The Clintons seem to have resolved their family and marital problems by the time Hillary's minister from Park Ridge visited them that year.
They have admitted having some troubles in their marriage. Actually, I would also like to say that when I observed that marriage in 1984, on 2 long weekends in Little Rock, that was one of the most solid, loving marriages and families that I've seen in a long time.
The personal and political problems did seem to help strengthen their relationship and train them to achieve under fire. In 1984, both Bill and Hillary were named the best of the new generation by Esquire magazine. Hillary was twice listed as one of the 100 most powerful lawyers by the National Law Journal. She was appointed to the boards of Walmart and TCBY Yogurt, and Bill was reelected again and again. By 1991, it was clear they were on the road to even greater successes.
Today, I proudly announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America.
It was October 3rd. On the steps of the old State House in Little Rock, Bill Clinton entered a crowded field of Democratic candidates. One clear difference between him and his fellow presidential hopefuls would be his prominent campaign associate, Hillary.
I'm also the only person running for president who can have my real campaign slogan. When you think of Hillary, think of our real slogan: buy one, get one free.
New Hampshire was the first primary, and every candidate worked the state zealously. In January, campaigning was at its peak. Paul Tsongas from neighboring Massachusetts was the favorite, but Bill Clinton was a strong contender. Until word of a yet-to-be-published story sold to a supermarket tabloid began to leak out. The story alleged an extramarital affair in the governor's past. Hillary met the charges head-on.
And I have to tell you that, from my perspective, our marriage is a strong marriage. We love each other, we support each other, and we have had a lot of strong and important experiences together that have meant a lot to us. And in any marriage, there are issues that come up between two people who are married that I think are their business.
It didn't work. When the story came out in print, this other woman from Arkansas stole the spotlight.
Her name is Jennifer Flowers, and this is a picture of her taken a few years ago. Flowers says in the article that she was involved with the governor for 12 years, from 1977 to 1989.
Bill's shot at the presidency was riding on whether the Clintons could defuse this now nationally broadcast allegation. At the end of January 1992, the Clintons' presidential campaign was foundering. Hillary and Bill decided to take an enormous risk and respond to Jennifer Flowers' allegations of an extramarital affair with the governor on national television. On Super Bowl Sunday, with the game's enormous audience still tuned in, this relatively unknown couple defended their marriage on CBS's 60 Minutes.
I'm not sitting here, some little woman standing by my man like Tammy Wynette.
Because of her candor and spirited defense of Bill, Hillary was credited with rescuing